Welcome to our deep dive all about Tesla in 2025. We're going to take a look at a recent analysis of why Tesla stock has been struggling.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks.
So we'll examine what's causing this downturn, what the analysts are saying about it, and what it all means for Tesla moving forward.
Yeah, and one of the most interesting things is that Tesla's stock closed at 328 or 50 on February 12th, 2025.
Okay.
Which is a pretty significant
Yeah.
6.3% drop in just one day.
Whoa, that's a big drop in a single day. What are the main things causing this decline?
Well, it seems like there are two major factors that are really spooking investors. The first being Elon Musk's bid to acquire OpenAI.
Well,
Some investors are worried that this is going to pull his focus away from Tesla, and they're also concerned about the potential financial risks of such a huge acquisition.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Musk is known for having his hands in a lot of different pots.
Right, and this concern is reflected in the stock price. Tesla's stock has actually fallen more than 10% over the past 4 days.
Wow, so Musk's other ventures are definitely creating some uncertainty among investors.
Exactly. Now, the second factor is a little more concerning, and that's the declining sales in China.
Okay, and why is that so concerning?
Well, China is a really crucial market for Tesla. And in January, sales, they were down 11.5% compared to the same time last year.
That's a pretty substantial drop.
Yeah, and what's even more worrying is that sales plunged 33% compared to December.
Wow, 33% from just the previous month. That's a huge red flag.
It is, and a big part of that decline is due to increased competition from Chinese automakers like BYD.
Right, BYD is really making a name for themselves in the EV market.
They are. They're offering some very competitive electric vehicles at really attractive prices.
So we've got the OpenAI bid and the slowdown in China. Those are the big headlines. But are there any other challenges that Tesla is facing right now?
Well, there are also some political and regulatory hurdles that they have to navigate.
Okay, like what?
Well, for instance, President Trump's tariff policies have increased the costs of import, and that's having a direct impact on Tesla's production costs.
Yeah, tariffs can definitely have a ripple effect on businesses.
Absolutely. And then there's the issue of Musk's political involvement, which has generated some backlash among consumers.
Yeah, I can see how that could be a problem.
It could potentially damage Tesla's brand image and affect their sales.
So it's a mix of internal and external pressures for Tesla. What are the experts saying? How are they viewing Tesla's prospects?
It's interesting because analysts have very mixed opinions about it.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, you have Edison Yu from Deutsche Bank, who rates Tesla as a buy and even considers it his top pick.
Oh, wow. So he's quite bullish on Tesla.
He is. He's particularly highlighting Tesla's potential beyond just electric vehicles. He sees a lot of promise in their autonomous driving technology and their work in energy storage.
So he's looking at the long-term potential of the company.
Exactly. Then you have Dan Ives from Wedbush.
Okay.
And he's even more optimistic. He actually raised his price target for Tesla to $515 per share.
Whoa, that's a big jump.
He's really banking on potential changes in U.S. regulations that could benefit Tesla's AI and self-driving technology.
Interesting. So we've got some analysts who are very optimistic about Tesla's future. What about the other side of the coin? Are there any analysts who are more cautious?
There are definitely some more cautious voices out there. Stephen Gengaro from Stifel, for instance.
Okay.
He still maintains a buy rating for Tesla.
So he's still positive overall.
Right. But he did lower his price target, and he's pointed to Musk's political involvement as a potential near-term headwind for the company.
So even the bulls have some reservations.
They do. Then you have analysts from MarketWatch,
Yeah.
and they've expressed concern that Musk might be alienating Tesla's core customer base.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
And they're also worried about the uncertainty surrounding government incentives for electric vehicles.
Right. Those incentives can play a big role in driving the adoption of new technologies.
Absolutely. So you can see there's a real mix of opinions from the analysts. But to get a clearer picture, we also need to look at Tesla's recent financial performance.
Right. Let's delve into the numbers. What do Tesla's financials tell us about their current state?
Well, the numbers are a bit concerning. Tesla's profits in the fourth quarter of 2024 saw a very sharp decline.
How sharp are we talking?
They plunged by 71%.
71%. That's a massive drop.
It is. And while revenue did increase slightly in Q4, that profit plunge has really spooked investors.
Yeah, that's understandable. It suggests some deeper issues within the company.
And this follows a trend of slowing revenue growth. For the whole of 2024, revenue only increased by 0.95%.
Oh, wow. So the growth is really stalled.
Yeah, especially when you compare it to the previous year, which saw an 18.8% increase.
So their growth is definitely slowing down. What's contributing to this decline?
Well, vehicle sales are down by 8% overall.
Yeah.
And there have been particularly steep declines in key European markets like France and Germany.
So it's not just a China problem.
Nope, it seems to be a more widespread trend.
January was their weakest month in Europe since 2021.
Exactly. Sales are down globally.
All right, so looking ahead to the rest of 2025, what can we expect to see from Tesla?
Well, it's going to be a year of both potential and uncertainty. They've got some big plans, but they're also facing some significant headwinds.
Okay. Well, let's dive deeper into those opportunities and challenges in part 2 of our deep dive.
Welcome back.
Okay, so we left off talking about the potential and uncertainty that lies ahead for Tesla in 2025. Let's start with the potential. What are some of the exciting things they're working on?
Well, one of their key initiatives for this year is to introduce more affordable EV models.
Oh, so they're trying to broaden their market appeal, make EVs accessible to more people.
Exactly. And they're planning to release these new models in the first half of the year.
That's coming up pretty quickly. Are there any details yet about pricing or what kind of models they'll be releasing?
Unfortunately, those details are still under wraps for now.
Keeping it all hush-hush.
But besides affordable EVs, they're also putting a lot of focus on advancements in vehicle autonomy.
Self-driving cars, here we come.
Yeah, Tesla is really betting big on this technology. They believe that advancements in self-driving capabilities will be a major growth driver for them in 2025.
Makes sense. It's definitely a hot area right now. So affordable EVs and self-driving advancements are the big opportunities they're pursuing. But what about the headwinds you mentioned earlier? What are some of the challenges they're up against?
Yeah, well, one thing that's a bit concerning is that both Elon Musk and other Tesla executives have actually lowered their growth projections for 2025.
So even they're not as optimistic as they were before?
It seems that way. They've cited a few factors that are impacting their growth expectations.
Like what?
Well, they've mentioned things like retooling projects and battery shortages as some of the reasons for the lowered projections.
Yeah, supply chain issues are hitting everyone hard these days.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's the ever-present pressure of competition.
Right. It's a tough market out there. Who are some of their biggest competitors at the moment?
Well, we talked about BYD earlier, and they're really upping their game. They're now offering advanced self-driving features across their entire model range without any extra cost.
Oh, wow. That's putting some serious pressure on Tesla.
It is. Tesla used to have the edge when it came to self-driving tech. But now other companies are catching up and even surpassing them in some areas.
So it's not just about having the technology anymore. It's about making it accessible and affordable.
Exactly. So taking all of this into account, what's the overall outlook for Tesla in 2025?
Yeah. What are the analysts predicting?
Well, despite the challenges, analysts are still predicting a 16% increase in vehicle sales for Tesla in 2025.
Oh, that's still pretty good growth.
It is. However, they have significantly lowered their profit estimates.
Oh, really? By how much?
They've slashed their profit estimates by 30% and revenue expectations by 14%.
So more sales, but potentially less profit.
Yeah, that's the big question mark right now. How will these various factors impact their bottom line?
Okay, so what about the stock market? What are investors saying about Tesla's future?
Well, the average 12-month price target for Tesla stock is currently sitting at $321.71.
So that's actually slightly lower than its current price.
It is suggesting a potential downside from where it's trading now.
But is that a significant drop?
Well, not a huge one. But what's really interesting is the range of price targets.
What do you mean?
The targets range from a low of $24.86 all the way up to $550.
Well, that's a massive spread.
It is, and it really highlights the uncertainty that surrounds Tesla's future. Nobody really knows for sure which direction they're headed.
So it seems like Tesla is at a real crossroads right now. They're pushing forward with innovation and trying to expand their market, but they're also facing some serious challenges.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating time to be watching this company. You could say they're a microcosm of the entire EV market.
Right. It's a rapidly evolving landscape with lots of players and lots of uncertainty.